Good morning, everyone. I didn't get a chance to look this morning if everybody did the homework. Did everybody do the homework? Yes, no? Just those three questions? Okay. 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 Adia, very good. I see you have no microphone. Very good, but I'm glad you're with us. In any case, it was just those three questions. And so this week, we're going to do something. We're going to read the next article about whether or not it's a good idea to domesticate. Domesticate means levayen, to have in your home and take care of wild animals. And there are two cases to be made here. But I wanted to show you a little video first. Good, Radi. Okay, see their chat. Thanks, Adi. But in both cases, I'm going to show you a little film right now, a news article, in which they talk about this man from the state of Ohio, which is in the middle of the United States, and he had raised about 50 wild animals, and he released them. Do you remember? They mentioned that. They alluded to that. They referred to that in the first article. Do you recall that? The man from Ohio?
What, that there was a person that had he had lions and tigers, and then he let them free in the city, and then he killed himself.
And he killed himself, right? And then afterwards, there's a few things I saw on the internet after this. They made laws about this, and it changed a lot of things. But I'm just going to show you the first event itself. Take a look at this. I'm going to put you on the share for a second, and you're going to watch a little movie about it. Not a movie, but the actual news coverage at the time. And then we can look at one 5 years later. But first, if we have time at the end of class, so let's just check that out. Do you see the screen? Everybody sees the YouTube now?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, I'm going to play it for you. It's just about 2 minutes. That's it.
Wait, Cook, turn off your camera, please.
Turn off my camera.
Of exotic animals stashed away on a preserve in eastern Ohio and then got loose astounds even the likes of well-known zookeeper Jack Hanna.
If what he reads to you got loose last night without his work and his sheriff's deputy's work, you would have had something here worse than any oil spill in this country, worse than I can even imagine.
The total number of animals we were dealing with was approximately 56 animals on this farm.
Authorities say the owner of the spread, Terry Thompson, let the animals go and then killed himself. Soon, 911 calls started coming in.
911, where's your emergency?
Yeah, there's a lion on Mount Perry Road in Gray Shot.
Schools closed for the day. People were told to stay inside. And the sheriff's department switched from hunting crime to hunting animals.
1 wolf, 6 black bears, 2 grizzly bears, 9 male lions, 8 lionesses, 1 baboon, 3 mountain lions, and 18 tigers.
Of the 56 animals, 48 were killed, others taken to a zoo. 2 animals were left. On the lam, a wolf and monkey. If found, the monkey may be shot because it could be carrying a disease. The sheer number of animals, including 18 Bengal tigers, shocked experienced animal hands.
I'm sorry this had to be done, Sheriff, but if you had 18 Bengal tigers, everyone, running around these neighborhoods, you folks wouldn't have wanted to see what would have happened.
The sheriff's department says they logged complaints about the preserve in the past. Now, with the animals gone, authorities want to find out why their owner let them go and why he took his own life. Lee Powell, The Associated Press.
Okay. That gives you a sense of the background of this situation. I want to talk a little bit, about, let me get out of here, about the answers you wrote. If we have time, I'd like to see another one, another YouTube at the end of class. Wait, I'm trying to find myself back to you again. Where's my stop share? Okay. All right. So now what I would like to do is talk a little bit about your answers that you wrote for the homework. If I can just get in there again. Hold on a second.
We can't see you.
You told me to turn off my video.
No, but it was just when you see a video, then when you turn off your camera, you can see the video better. But no.
Okay, no, it's okay. I understand. All right, here I am. Let me get back to Google Classroom. Oopsie daisy. Okay, there we are. And I want to look at classwork. Do you see Google Classroom right now on the screen, everybody?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, good. Okay, so this was the homework. Let me just take a look at it. Okay, 1 second. And let's go over it. Okay, so first we're talking, it's very important to understand this word here, question number 1. What is the claim of the arguments wild animals aren't pets? What does that mean, a claim? What's a claim?
Claim is a 10 now, like something they think.
Okay, very good. So what did you all say for the answer here? Any ideas?
A.
A, ownership of what should be regulated. Yefema. He doesn't exactly say it should be banned entirely. To regulate means to control something. You have to check out people, what if they should have a license. They have to be, see if they are able to do this or not, but not entirely banned. Number 2, what point is supported by the author's evidence that wild animals in private ownership cause harm? He brings a point in support, to support something. Okay, litmok b'mashu. People who own
H, I think.
owners of wild
It's a
animals can hurt the animals, humans, or both. Let's just read them all together. People who own wild animals are cruel. G, only wealthy people can afford to buy wild animals. Ownership of wild animals can hurt the animals, humans, or both. And J, it is easy to own a wild animal. Definitely the answer is J. Okay, so that is a point which supports it. Remember, they taught the animals can hurt themselves, they can hurt other people. And we talked about that last week. Number 3, which sentence from this text suggests that the author will offer a counter argument to an opposing claim? What does that mean? That's a tricky question. A counter argument. What is a counter argument? What's
like my mother explained to me that it means that it's like how do you that how do you know that the next sentence will be the opposite?
okay? First of all, a counter argument. That's what it is. Tachlis here. I think more clearly, I think that a counter argument means an argument against. I make an argument for something, for an idea, and then you have a counter argument. So let's say we're arguing about whether girls should be in fighting in combat units in the army, whether they should be in the front line. Some people think yes, some people so say no. So I say yes, and then somebody else says no. The person who says no and explains why that is not a good idea is offering a counter argument. Okay, so here it says the text suggests that the author will offer a counter argument to an opposing claim. So the opposing claim in this article would support what view? What would this opposing claim support in the article we just read last week? Any ideas here? What is to oppose somebody? If I oppose what you say, or I'm on the opposition, what does opposing mean?
The other I'm saying the opposite.
Right, the person who's fighting against you, who is disagreeing with you. All right. So here he says he will
Oh,
offer.
it's like asking what question, what sentence in the text says that like the sentence after it will say the opposite.
Okay, but I'm asking for a concrete answer here though. What in this article we read, what will be the opposing claim? Our article is called Wild Animals Are Not Pets. So what will be the opposing claim? The opposing claim.
I wrote D because
Wait, I'm just asking
because it's saying that
before we look at it, before we look at this, just tell me the answer. What would be the name of our article is Wild Animals Are Not Pets. What would be the opposing claim? What is the opposing claim? Don't look at the answers yet. Okay, I see somebody's flashing me, a D maybe. A D, it would support the fact that it's fine to have, yeah, good. So a D says it would support the fact that it's fine to have wild animals as pets. That's the opposing claim. Okay, so here he anticipates that idea. Anticipates means he can already imagine what you're going to say against me. So I'm already going to say something against you after that. So that's what you're saying, Zima. You're correct. So these are the possibilities. Owners of exotic animals claim they rarely maim or kill. Okay, that's B. And so in other words, this is his argument. This is the sentence, like you're saying, which is going to be the opposing claim. Until recently, though, few people knew how easy it is to own a wild animal as a pet. Okay, or C, so each one of these people are saying, it's okay, only collectors who exhibit animals need a federal license. We're not suggesting that people who own these animals are cruel. Okay, so what would be the opposing claim to his argument? What did you say, Zimra? What's your suggestion?
I say D because it says we're not suggesting that people who own these animals are cruel. So you know the next sentence is gonna say like but or something like that.
If that's the case, then the next sentence should say that the people are cruel. Then they're saying people. Then that would be that the counter argument would be that they're saying that people are cruel. Are we saying the people are cruel? Is that the main idea here? The main idea? I think I would go with
It's not asking about the main idea. There's nothing in the question about.
No, but the idea is that what would be the opposing claim? What would be the sentence which suggests that it's okay to have wild
It's
animals?
just that
It's okay to have wild animals.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that the right answer here would be A. Owners of exotic animals claim they rarely maim or kill. They're not dangerous. Okay. And now the person's going to say, no, it's not true. They are dangerous. So I think the answer is going to be A here. Okay. Until recently, though, few people knew how easy it is to own a wild animal. Until recently, though, few people knew how easy it is. That's not going to be trying to prove. We're looking for a sentence here again, which is trying to prove that the writer is wrong. Okay. He's going to try to prove here that owning a wild animal is okay. So here we're not, D is relating to the people, but A is relating to the animals. That's the main idea here. Okay, it's tricky. It's not easy to do this. Okay, let's look at our next article. Okay, and it's very short. You'll see it's just 2 pages, and that's it. Oh no, it's actually 3 pages. And let's get through as much as possible. So I want to explain to you what you're going to be doing this week. I told everybody that was not here at the beginning, we're going to be doing a collaborative project this week. Okay, so let people own exotic animals. Let me just read the background and then we're going to read the article together. Okay, wild animals that live
What
in nature.
page are we on?
We're on page 145.
Mr. You can open your camera now. We don't need it.
Oh, okay, my camera's, I'm sorry. I did. Okay, we're on page 145. Okay, I'm just going to read the
Page
background.
145 is wild animals.
Yeah, that's not a page 100.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay, that's a page 148. Okay, some background. I'm going to read the top and then I'm going to ask you girls to read the rest together with me maybe. Background, some people claim that private citizens have no business keeping wild and exotic animals as pets. Others disagree, claiming that with proper care, captivity is a safe place for animals. What does that mean, captivity? Anybody know that word, captivity? To be captive?
Not where they're supposed to be, not in the opposite.
I can't hear you very well. I'm sorry.
That captive is when they're not in the nature. They're kept captive by somebody.
But you can't use the word captive in this definition if you're defining it. But to be captive is to be in a cage. Okay, Beshevi in Hebrew, Beshevi. You're captive. You're captured. So others disagree. They say that the proper care, captivity is a safe place. It's good for them to be in captivity. In 2012, in Zanesville, Ohio, Terry Thompson set free his collection of exotic animals, like we saw in the news clip. Most of them had to be killed on site to protect nearby residents. In the aftermath of this tragedy, Zuzana Kukul wrote this commentary, maintaining that private owners, through captive breeding, provide one of the most effective ways to save threatened species. Tigers, Kukul has said, are better than dogs. They don't bark. So this person's going to be, in reaction to that event that we just saw the news clip of, this person is going to argue in a commentary. A commentary is words that reflect upon something, that think about something, and he wants to maintain. To maintain something is also to claim something, that private owners who have animals in captivity are actually doing a favor to the animals in some ways. They're doing good things. Okay, just 1 second. Girls, bano. Yo, okay. Okay. Actually, let people own exotic animals. Okay. We see Elior is joining us. All right. Okay. Who wants to start reading? How about Ayola
Can
Shachar?
I start? Oh,
Who's that? Who said I? It's okay.
Be'er.
Bear, go for it. Bear, go for it.
Okay. The recent tragedy in Zanesville, Ohio brought back the question of whether private race of wild and exotic animals should be legal. The simple answer is yes. Responsible private ownership of exotic animal should be illegal if animal welfare is taken care of. Terry Thompson didn't represent that typical responsible owner. He had a criminal record and animal abuse charge. What Thompson did was selfish and insane. We cannot regulate insanity.
We cannot regulate, that means to control insanity. So what is the claim here? And we have to think about this. This person's making a claim.
They're saying that after what happened, then they were thinking again if they should change the law about exotic ownership, and the answer is that they didn't change it, and people are still allowed to own exotic animals, and
Okay,
they're
but
saying
wait, let's try to make it in one simple sentence. The claim is that, let me start the sentence. Let's read this sentence here. The simple answer is yes. Responsible private ownership of exotic animals should be legal if animal welfare means its safety and its well-being
it's
is
saying
taken care of.
that person is not like everybody else, and it's not other people's fault that he was crazy.
You're getting better. We want to get it more condensed. Let's complete the sentence, okay? Okay. Private, oops, what happened? Private, you see the whiteboard, everybody? ownership of wild animals should be legal if what? Give me 5 words. Make it as brief as you can.
If it's safe, if the
Okay,
owner
if it's safe,
um,
good. If
there's
if the owner
safety
what?
and with caring about the animals and not being cruel to them.
Yeah, okay, if the owner, and you can say this in a lot of ways, if the owner takes proper care, of the animals, okay? Or if the owner, this is another alternative, the owner is responsible, okay? Okay, these are ways of saying that sentence, okay? If the owner takes proper care of the animal, I see a bear saying something here. The claim is that it's no one's fault what Perry, that's no, idea I would say that's not right. He's not saying it's no one's fault. It's certainly, it's, first of all, it's Terry Thompson's fault, for sure. He was insane. He did something which was not okay. And perhaps there could have been more regulation, as we say. Regulation is taking care of these laws. Let's go on to the next paragraph, okay? Any volunteers to read before I pick you? Yeah,
Can I read?
people need to, yeah, go ahead, Zima, go for it. People,
People keep exotic animals for commercial of or
commercial
relating to-
reasons.
I'm
And
reading in the bottom what it means commercial.
yeah,
Of or relating to commerce or trade.
and commercial, yeah, means commercial means business. Like if you're raising them for selling them, or you have a pet store or something like that. Commercial reasons. Okay, like we call the Merkaz Mischari. Every city in Israel has a Merkaz Mischari. And the translation in that in English is commercial center. Okay, go on. Most exotic animals.
And as pets. Most exotic animals, such as big cats, bears, or apes, are in commercial, federally inspected facilities.
And facilities means like a zoo, any kind of place.
I didn't understand that.
Okay, again. So here it says most exotic animals, such as big cats or bears, etc., are in commercial, federally inspected facilities. A facility is like a zoo, a special place which takes care of things. It's commercial, means it's for selling, or it's federal. The word federal, does anybody remember from last week what federal means? Anybody? Federal laws. Remember that federal means each state. In the United States, there are 50 states, and each state has its some different laws. The laws which only each state makes are called the federal laws. The federal laws. Okay, we call America a federation. A federation is there's lots of bunch of states. They're very big. Each one's many times the size of Israel, most of them at least. And so each one has its own government, little government, and they're part of a big government. Okay. Okay. So go on. So federal inspected facilities. That means like the state of New York or the state of Illinois or Chicago or Texas. Each one has their own people that take care of these places where the animals are. Okay. Go on. These animals. Go on, Zima. These animals are born in captivity.
Oh, okay. These animals are born in captivity and not stolen from the wild. Captive breeding eliminates the pressure on wild population and also serves as a backup in case the animals go extinct.
Instinct. Does anybody know what it means when an animal goes instinct? Have you heard that word
No
before?
longer existing or
Good. We talk about extinction of animals. Okay. I think in Hebrew it's called hakachada. Hakachada, משהו כזה. נכון? It's no longer exists because they people killed them all, like the dodo bird. If you've ever heard of the dodo bird, there are no more dodo birds because everybody killed all of them, and other animals too, like have disappeared. So captive breeding eliminates the pressure on wild populations. What does it mean, captive breeding? Captive breeding. What does it mean to breed an animal? Has anybody heard that word before? To breed an animal? To breed an animal means to raise an animal, like some people who breed certain dogs. So if you raise an animal, you keep it in your home, you keep it in a zoo, you're breeding it, okay? Now, the issue here is that if we keep animals in zoos, then it's what does it say here? Give it milk and stuff. Good idea. And it's also like trying to maybe sometimes you want to keep. Good luck, girls. But I'll be there soon. Tell me how it went. My girls are taking the speaking bagut today. Okay, so sometimes they say that it's really good to do this. Why? Because there's some animals that can go extinct. And if we breed them, all right, then we know that some of them are still alive. They're being kept away from hunters. So it's a good reason to keep them in. First of all, we're talking about maybe zoos, but not just zoos, he's saying here, but even people can do this. Okay, next paragraph. Who wants to read this? Okay, Yelata Shachar.
People keep acoustic animals for
I'm sorry, dangers from exotic animals.
dangers from acoustic animals are
Exotic
animals are low. On average in the United States, only 3.25 people per year are killed by captive big cats, snakes, elephants, and bears. Most of these fatalities are owners, family members, friends, and trainers that volunteer on the property where the animals were kept. Meanwhile, traffic accidents kill about 125 people per day.
Okay, so now he's using some evidence, some proof to make this his case, okay? Says, but let's understand this word fatalities. Does anybody can imagine what the word fatalities means in this sentence? First it said in the sentence beforehand, 3.25 people per year are killed by captive big snakes, big cats, snakes, elephants, and bears. Most of these fatalities are owners. What do you think fatalities are?
The people that in this category are damaged or hurt by them.
Good. Okay. Usually, if it's a fatality, it means a death. Like a fatal accident is katlani. Okay. So good. So fate. Okay. Yefema. I think that we understand the rest of this. So his argument he's making is that that there are very few people that are killed by domesticated animals, hayot shemuviyanim, and who are domesticated. And in fact, far more people every day are killed where? How many people in the United States are killed every day?
Traffic accidents.
125 people per day in traffic accidents. Okay, let's go on to the last page. How about Eliora? Can you read us this? If we have the freedom to choose.
If we have the freedom to choose what car to buy, where to live, or what domestic animal to have, why shouldn't we have the same freedom to choose what special species of wild or exotic animal to own and to love?
Okay, keep on reading.
Would the Ohio situation be any different if the animals were owned by a government and their caretaker releases them? Is the is this really about private ownership, or is this about some people's personal issues with exotics in captivity?
Good. So he's saying that really this would not have been a problem if it was somebody else. Okay, if these animals in Ohio were owned by a government or caretaker that was really somebody with responsibility, this wouldn't have happened. The problem is that we didn't check this person out. Okay, people need to be checked out. They need to maybe pass a test. They need to register their animals, but you just can't say to stop entirely, make it illegal to ban lachrim, raising or breeding wild animals. Okay, last paragraph. Let me just read it. If society overreacts, that means they magzimim, megivim b'tzora yeter, overreact, and bans machrimim, exotics. This is a short way of saying exotic animals, because of actions of a few deranged individuals. Deranged individuals. Does anybody can see what deranged means here? Mentally unbalanced.
Unique as in like very different and very rare cases that happen only to them because of them.
Right. Okay, but deranged means crazy. People are deranged. Are you deranged? It's a nice way to say, are you crazy? Are you deranged? Okay, so if you stop this only because of a few totally crazy people, a few deranged individuals, then we need to ban kids, as that is the only way to totally stop child abuse. Child abuse is hituluta yeladim, and we need to ban humans because that is the only way to stop murder. Silly, isn't it? So to prove her point, she really takes it very far, I mean, in other words, you don't stop everything because there's some people that are abusive of something. Now unfortunately, we started class a little bit late. I'd like to get into,
We have 5 more minutes.
yeah, but we started late, so I don't know what to say. Maybe we'll continue this next week on Thursday, because I have a collaborative project I want you to do, which I feel like I don't have enough time to explain it to you right now. What do I do for the end of class here? I want to continue with the article, but I have this project that I want you to do, and I don't feel like I have time to explain it in depth. So instead of the project I wrote up on the Google Classroom, I'm going to have you do this, okay? Until next Thursday. I'm going to have you do this chart, and I'm going to put this up instead. Okay, so I'll even make you the chart. So here, you're going to have to think on your own a little bit, or do a little bit of research, but mainly you can do it on your own. Okay, I want you to think about the pros of owning a pet, the pros of owning as a pet, and cons of owning as a pet. Let's see what it says here at the top here. Investigate an exotic animal that you are interested in. A lion, a tiger, a bear, anything. What are the pros and cons of owning the animal as a pet? Generate questions about the needs of this animal. The needs, in other words, what he needs to eat or be taken care of or to survive with. And then gather information from a variety of sources and record what you learn in the chart. So you need to choose a pet now, okay? And you're gonna have to write, what are pros and cons? We talked about this a little bit last week. What are pros and cons? Anybody know?
Like yes and no, good and bad.
Good and bad things. So choose an animal. Okay, I'm gonna make the chart with you right now. We've got a few minutes. Does everybody see my whiteboard now? My screen now? I don't think you do. One second. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay. This week until Thursday, you need to do. You can do research. Or you can use your background knowledge. You might already know something about this pet. Okay, so you want to talk about the pros and cons of owning what?
I don't understand what we're supposed to do.
Well, I'm explaining to you. Do you see the chart? You see the chart that
What
I'm
chart?
making? You don't see my chart on the whiteboard?
We see you wrote pros and cons, but there's no chart.
Okay, now I'm writing it in. Now do you see it?
We see that you wrote pros and cons of
Making it.
owning.
I'm
but there's no
making the
chart.
assignment of owning, let's just say, you're of owning something, an animal. Here you need to choose an animal. Okay. Oops. Right. I'm using the same chart they had in the book. Okay. I'm having a hard time continuing my sentence here.
But we need to pick an exotic animal.
Yeah, an exotic animal. It can be of
I think
owning
you're writing in
a,
Hebrew.
it can be what? It can be like a deer,
Elephant.
a wild animal, a bear, a lion. It can be a snake, anything but a dog and a cat, anything but or
Is it?
a bird. Okay?
Can it be elephant?
An elephant, yeah, it can be an elephant. Very good.
Can it be
Okay.
a
So we need to
monkey?
pick one and then say what's good and what's bad.
And now you need to write about what are the pros and cons of doing it. Yeah, the difficult issues and the and the easy issues, or the positive aspects. Maybe you're helping to save it from being extinct, so that it survives in the wild. Okay, and maybe you'll be doing something to let me do this here to the chart right now, like that. Okay, this on this side you're saying that this, right? You write the pros of owning.
Pros of owning snake.
Yeah, right.
Cons of.
Owning.
So that's the only thing we need to do for homework.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna do this week, because I want you to do something more serious, but it's not fair for me to have you do it without really explaining it to you in depth, and we'll do that on Thursday, okay? Of owning,
Okay.
who do what it is. So this is the task for this week, and here you need to write down write down at least, I'd say, on this side, 4 things, but if you can get to 5, that's good. So you want 1.
It's the higher classes over.
Yeah, okay, good. It's classes over because we try to get here on time last time. We lost a lot of time waiting for people at the beginning of class. Okay. Next time. Okay, so here, this is your work until next Thursday. Please remember that it's really important. I want you to hand in things on time. And if you can't, for some really special reason, write me a letter and I'll understand. But if you don't write me on time, you can't tell me like 2 weeks later, at that time, I didn't have time to do it. Okay?
Bye.
All right, girls. Bye-bye. I'll see you later. I'm going to put this up on the Google Classroom. All right? Okay. So I'll make it more expressions. Okay, bye, everybody. Take care. I'll see you on Thursday. Hi, girls.
בוקר טוב, בנות יקרות, שמיניסטיות יקרות, שיהיה לכם בעזרת השם בהצלחה במבחן. יש לכם בחדר האוכל פריסה, שתייה חמה, פירות, מוזמנות להגיע.
Wow, how nice. Nuka Dol.